Stopped off this little store, got me a Coke.
Sa mas nahitabo sa NCCC Mall, lisod tong likayan sa mga
Cold and
biktima.
delicious.
Maglikay unta.
It's just what I needed.
Ang mga admin.
Alright, folks. What I decided to do. Got tired of waiting on a tricycle back there. I checked my map. And it's like 5.6 miles. I said, you know what? I'm not sitting around waiting. I got 2 legs and 2 feet. Got a good backpack on. Got me a thing of Gatorade. Let's go for a little 5-mile trek this morning. And I'm only gonna save about 50 cents. So economically, it's probably better if I waited. But I said, you know, it's just a beautiful morning. There's a cool breeze. It's a nice flat little dry walking surface right here. I said, nah, let's hump it out. Let's get a little exercise. And just got my flip-flops on. My shoes got so wet yesterday. But it's okay. So we're gonna take a little 5.5 mile jaunt over here to this next intersection, and then from there I'm gonna get a tricycle over to Hagnaya Port. This little junction I just left is called Corba. Corva, they say Corba. And so where I'm headed to is this little junction called Don Pedro. When I get to Don Pedro, I jump a tricycle over to Hagnaya. From Hagnaya Port, take the ferry over to Bantayan Island. Fighting a little cold or something. Guess too much drinking. Past few days, whatever's caught up with me. I figured the best way to sweat this cold out, or the best way to get rid of this cold, this funk, is to sweat it out. So I'm gonna sweat it out on this road, just step it out. I should feel a lot better in a couple hours here. Folks, thanks for joining me. And again, I'm still surrounded by sugarcane, you know, both sides of the road. I'm in sugarcane country. This is northern Cebu province, Philippines, up in the area of Don Bantayan, Bogo City, that area. All right, I'll check in with you in a few minutes. All right, folks. Sitting here walking this little clip in my flip-flops. You know, especially after you're getting soaked for a couple days in the sugarcane field and the mud. Come to this conclusion. Now there's a tricycle coming. Who knows? I might get a ride here. But come to the conclusion that, like, if you're a long distance hiker, long distance trekking, whatever, that I think what's best is like a 50-50 combination of, yeah, I could have caught that tricycle right there for 50 cents to where I'm going. But again, that would defeat the purpose of my morning jaunt right here. But what I think is, it's got to be like a 50-50 split to keep your feet in like optimal condition. And what I mean by that is, on a day like this with terrain like this, I mean, I'm just sitting here walking, folks. I mean, come on, I could actually be walking barefoot right now. But on days like this, especially doing long distance, I think you should be wearing flip-flops. Just comfortable flip-flops. Let your feet air out. You know, this is nice, even terrain. put the least amount of friction, blisters, stress on your feet. All that hype and stuff about arch support and ankle support and all that, after doing some research on, you know, dynamics of shoes, and I mean, damn, we walk barefoot for 2 million years, and shoes have only been around for, you know, past what, a couple thousand years, whatever it is. The shoes started out as like foot ornaments. They were like a jewelry piece for the rich. And then they caught on. Everybody wanted to look like the rich. And now, modern day, everybody in the West wears shoes all the time. And take a look at your feet. They're probably the ugliest damn things in the world. And you come to the tropics, and you know, places like the Philippines, everybody wears flip-flops. You know, there's no rule that says you have to have boots, tennis shoes, trail runners, all that shit that materialism and consumerism and marketing is going to sell you. You don't have to have all that. I think there's a time and place. For example, okay, like last night. All right, cool guys. All right, so like last night, going through a sugarcane field, you know, it's at night with sticks and branches and everything sticking out everywhere. You need some shoes. You need some shoes so you don't get your feet all tore up. But today, on this nice flat surface, a sunny day, there's no real obstacles here. Flip-flops is the way to go. It's going to give me a whole day of basically airing out my feet, letting my feet dry out, which is going to, you know, get rid of any damn, you know, crotch rot, athlete's foot, whatever the hell it is. Because this sun's baking down on my feet, drying them out. Excuse the sniffles. So I'm gonna do 5 miles about, get a good little workout in, good little exercise, stretch it out. And my feet are gonna be fine at the end of this thing. So I think trekking and hiking, you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna wear, you know, my hiking boots and this and that. That's just not the way to go. I mean, yeah, they look good when you're wearing them around the mall. But it's more a fashion than function. Today is a flip-flop day. Even if it was raining, I would say this is a flip-flop day because of this terrain. Now, if I cut across over into the sugar field and started busting trails, breaking trails, I don't think flip-flops are the way to go. Especially, you know, those of us from the West, it's just not the way to go. So I think my combination of my Merrell Moab 2s, the waterproofs, and these damn flip-flops that I'm rocking today, that's all you need, long distance. I think that's a perfect combination, but you just need to take the philosophy that it's okay to backpack in your flip-flops. Just let your feet dry out, heal up. All right, folks, that's just a random thought came across my mind. This little 5-mile trek with flip-flops on. I figured I would share that with you. Beautiful views here at the sugarcane. It's not so hot that it's just blistering. I mean, it's a cool breeze blowing through here. This is what, December 27th, 2017, a few days after Christmas. You know, the other thing I was going to talk about, when you come to places outside your own country, we'll take like the Philippines, because that's where I'm at right now. And there's a lot of tourist areas, there's a lot of foreigners here. And in the tourist areas and in the areas, you know, where there are a lot of foreigners, you know, like Manila, Cebu City, Clark area, all those places where foreigners have permeated and been there for years. All right, okay, people are used to you. It's not that big of an issue. But what's funny is, you know, you get off the beaten path. And when I say off the beaten path, I'm talking you got to get off the beaten path enough to where there's never been a foreigner in that area before. Or if there has, it'll be like, yeah, there was a foreign guy that came here like 5 years ago. I mean, people remember that. And not that they haven't seen foreigners. Okay, if they go to the city, they're gonna see foreigners. If they don't go to the city, you know, believe it or not, you know, some of these folks out in the province, they don't get to see foreigners that much. And you get off this beaten path here and you get into these villages and they've never seen a foreigner in their village. There's never been a foreigner in that village. And that's surprising to them. Yeah, if they see me, if they go to Cebu City, they see me in the mall, big deal. It's a foreign guy. But when you go to their village, if you go to their village, it's, you know, it's out of the ordinary. And they're amazed by that. And you're going to get stared at. They're going to stare at you like you're a pink elephant walking through. And usually the way I deal with it, I just smile and say hello. And most of the time everybody smiles, says hello and giggles and laughs. And, you know, that's what they do. But it's always entertaining to me to see the reactions of people when, you know, I do get the hell off the beaten path and go interact with some cool folks on, you know, on their terrain, in their backyard. It's not the same, you know, going to a resort town. It's not the same reaction. So if I, you know, get off the beaten path. And I know that saying is like cliche, it's old, whatever. But get off the beaten path, get out of your comfort zone, and, you know, truly mingle into the local culture. It's entertaining for them and it's entertaining for you. It's a good learning experience. And there's another view. Beautiful view. And where I'm going, like right over there, is the ocean. Oh, it's the port over there. So I've got to go to the end of this road and then actually cut over and get right over there to the port. So if I was truly adventurous, which I am, I would just cut a trail right through the middle of the sugarcane field and probably shave off, several kilometers. We might do that. You see signs like this, say private property, no trespassing, which you don't see those much, but I don't know. But I'm thinking about it. All I gotta do is cut a right, just break through these banana plants right here, and just hit the trails through the sugarcane. I could end up over there at the port and not have to walk this way and turn right. We're going good. Hello, Mr. Goat. That one right there looks like he's got his head stuck in that branch, but he's just playing. Are still clipping still rolling along at a pretty good clip. And again, Again, we've got a good flat walking surface. Comes a bus right here. You know what? I'm halfway there. I'm halfway there. I'm not getting on that bus. I'm feeling great. Got a bottle of Gatorade in my pack. Plus, there's plenty of little sorry stores. You can't walk more than a mile in the Philippines and there not be a sorry store. You got drinks and snacks, all that stuff. Let's talk about something that people ask me all the time when I talk about the Philippines. And it's a question I'm going to address right now. What you got on here? Some furniture right there? Yeah, cool. All right, let's address this problem. Or not this problem, this question. The question I get asked is it dangerous in the Philippines? Is it dangerous there? I heard it's dangerous. First of all, what kind of question is that, folks? Is it dangerous in the Philippines? That's like asking you a question. Is it dangerous in the United States? Is it dangerous in Australia? What kind of question is that? You know, throughout my travels, when you get on a plane to somewhere with some foreign guy who thinks he fucking knows it all because, you know, he travels to Puerto Rico and stays in the Hilton, he knows everything. Every fucking place I've ever traveled to, people have said, oh, it's dangerous there. Be careful. Oh, it's so dangerous there. Oh, it's dangerous there. If I listened to all that advice, if anybody listened to that advice, you'd never leave your house. All right, so we got some folks hanging out over here, but we're still clipping straight ahead. We'll take a break. All right, I didn't get that on video, but it was pretty funny. Just joking with them gentlemen. I asked them if this was a way to Don Pedro. They looked confused. I said, yes. And they said, are you all right? Because, look, places like this, people walk and people, you know, for the most part, poor people don't fucking exercise, right? No matter where you're at in the world, people have enough work to do and they have to walk enough places. They don't go for walks on purpose. All right? It's like talking to a porter in the mountains of Nepal, and I mean, this guy carries shit on his back for a living. You think when he gets off work, he wants to go for a 5-mile trek? Hell no. So folks here, they're not going on no damn 5-mile hike just for exercise. They do enough work, manual labor as it is. So I think it's strange to most, you know, any country, any culture where you see, see poor people watching foreigners like exercise and run and stuff. So they asked me, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Going for a little walk. So let's get back to this issue of, is the Philippines dangerous? Folks, that's such a bullshit question. All right, number one, let me just get it out of the way. No, the fucking Philippines is not dangerous. Now, if you want to go seek out some shitty areas, well then, yeah, if we go down to Jolo Island, where they've got, some Muslim folks down there and a little pseudo-insurgency, whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay, you go to Jolo and look like a rich white guy. Okay, Abu Sayyaf might kidnap your ass for ransom because that's how they make money. I don't even think it really has anything to do with religion. Those motherfuckers are just a bunch of crooks down there kidnapping people and fucking getting money. So, you want to go to Jolo. If you go to Jolo, Or if you go to, the fuck is it, Marawi, then yeah, okay, you go right in the middle of that place and find that dangerous area. Okay, well, what's the difference if you go into downtown Atlanta, or you go to goddamn Compton, or go to the fucking Bronx? All right, some people would consider that dangerous. You can't categorize a whole country, no matter what country it is, and say it's dangerous. If I had to name the most dangerous country as a whole that I've ever traveled to, it would be my own country. The United States of America is the most dangerous country I've ever been to. I mean, you just look at the stats. More people get killed there every damn day in one city than they do in some countries. Just look at the stats, folks. I mean, you pull up next to a dude at a red light and look at him wrong, in America, they'll shoot your ass. You'll be dead. Okay? I don't worry about shit like that in the Philippines. Philippines, for me, is about 500 times safer than anywhere in the United States. So is the Philippines dangerous? Hell no. In a nutshell, no. Unless you go down to certain areas in the South. You know, go down there's a white guy wearing a Rolex, and yeah, you probably get your ass kidnapped for ransom because they want to make money. All right, just a bunch of goddamn crooks out of control. But no, I don't have any fear here. I've been in the shittiest areas of Manila and Tondo. Everybody thinks Tondo is such a dangerous area. You know what? It's just a poor area. It's poor. There's overcrowding. It's terrible conditions. Is it dangerous? Folks, stop living your life in fear. Stop listening to bullshit State Department reports. Stop listening to the media. Fuck all that. If I hear a State Department warning, I go there on purpose. It's like a list for me of a things to do list to interesting places to go. So no, the Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, they're not dangerous. Okay, but guess what happens? You have one shithead white guy, you know, come to an area and get into a fight or get shot or whatever. It makes the goddamn news for a year. You know, because one dumbass drunk teenager from the fucking Hamptons, you know, comes over to Southeast Asia, gets fucked up drunk and drowns, or gets into a bar fight, and oh my goodness, the State Department should issue a travel warning because little Johnny, you know, fuck off, came over here and did something stupid. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles or Atlanta, 15 people got killed in the same amount of time it took little Johnny to come over here and make a international scene. So no, it's not dangerous. It's not dangerous at all. You bring your ass over here, go wherever you want to go. That's what I do. And I'm enjoying views like this. Beautiful views of the sugar cane. I'm about to go to a beautiful island. And I don't feel like I'm in danger at all. The other thing too is, like, in America, I didn't go anywhere without a gun. I had a goddamn Glock 22 strapped on my hip, you know, past 20 years. Never left the house. Over here in Southeast Asia, folks, I don't feel the need to carry a weapon. I never have. I used to carry a little knife. I don't even carry a knife anymore. I don't carry a knife. No weapons. You don't need them as a world traveler. They'll just get you in trouble with the cops. Most of you folks don't even know how to use a goddamn weapon. Somebody will take it from you and stab you with it. But the most important issue, the point I'm trying to make, is I don't feel the need to be armed here in the Philippines or Southeast Asia. I don't feel that need. In America, I'm not going to America unless I got a Glock 22 strapped on my side and a couple extra mags. I think many of you will agree with me. But over here, I don't feel the need to do that. I've been living over here in this region for years. Stay drunk as a monkey in some of the shadiest, shittiest places I can find. And as long as you're not a teetotal asshole or, you know, grab somebody's wife's ass or something like that, hell no. You're gonna be fine over here. You're gonna be fine, and you're a hell of a lot safer here than you are hanging out in Compton. I promise that. I promise you that. All right, Bogo Medellin Medical Center is down this road right here. And it's funny because this town up here, it's spelled the same as Medellin in Colombia, but the locals call it Medellin. And it's funny, I try to explain to them that, you know, the word came from the Spanish and it's pronounced Medellin. No, it's the Philippines, it's Medellin. Little power plant over there, substation. Got a little shade right here, folks. I think what I want to do is take advantage of the shade. Looking back where we've come, this is where we're going. This beautiful tree right here is going to give me a little shade. And I think I'm going to take a piss over here. I'll bust out my Gatorade. Just take a little break. Let's take a little 5-minute break right here. That's what's got to happen. That's what's got to happen. So we'll take a piss over here and fertilize the sugar cane. I'll be right back with you. I heard goats right here. They're gonna run out in front of the damn traffic. You fucking run out there and blame me. Let's go, Billies. Get out of the damn road. Bitches. Still clipping along, folks. Getting a little toasty now. It's funny though, all the questions. Why are you walking? It's so far. I'm committed now, but it's getting toasty out here. Sun coming off this pavement. I'm not giving up. All right, it's 11:10 in the morning. I got 1.6 miles to go. 1.6 miles out of 5.6 miles. So we've already went 4 miles, committed on a downhill slope. Downhill slope, but it's getting warm.